All right, good morning, good afternoon, good night, ZAH. It's Friday, December 30th, 3:03 p.m. EST at our normal, usual time for internal AMAs, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Something that I want to talk about before we actually talk about our integrations is the PureCoin AMA that we had today. And honestly, if you haven't already heard it, it's wow. I'm not easy on projects. And I don't want to have that reputation as an asshole. That's not what I'm trying to do when I challenge a project or I have really difficult or really tough questions. I really want to learn about what they're doing. So then when I actually approve of something, my investors then feel secure and then feel safe that I'm grilling them as hard as I can to make sure that even when I put my money into it, they know that, okay, Bossit is pretty much approving this. It's decent. So that's the only reason why I was a little hard on PureCoin. But again, jaw-dropping AMA if you haven't already heard it. I asked him every single question that I could think of in regards to how his CRM process works. I even offered to buy it from him because I love the concept. It's in the recording. I told him what's his offer. If he would have said an offer, I would have brought it to my VCs and we would have discussed possibly having a buyout for him. That's how much I love his idea. His idea isn't a new idea, but it's the concept that he's going about it with such a user-friendly-ness to it. And we have connections with businesses right now, and our connections with businesses could make that business itself flourish. So if we made it Zonymous', then it would just grow our ecosystem even more. Right now, ZAH is about converting digital tokens online via an exchange and then getting gift vouchers or prepaid amounts, paying mobile top-ups, all online through an online interface through our dApp. I know that the next step, there's multiple ways of payments, right? There's online payments. There's also in-person payments. Even though we have the same concept of integrating everyday spending with cryptocurrency, because we believe that in the modern finance, we believe that it saves businesses fees. It saves processing fees. It saves so much stuff when you actually integrate cryptocurrency into it. But best of all, it's the fact that every question I had for him, he had a response to. And that's powerful because I can stump a lot of individuals and I can really stop people if they're not serious about their project or if they're not knowledgeable. Because for one, I'm not saying that I ask the best questions. I'm just saying that I pretty much interrogate the project because if I really like it, I'm going to kind of look at it, invest it, maybe even buy the concept myself or even possibly do the concept myself. I'm not saying that I'm going to copy PureCoin in any way. I'm more saying that what Zonymous is about, which is the crypto spending application, goes hand in hand. So again, I love the idea. If you all haven't seen that AMA, but you're watching this internal AMA right now, I promise you all will have a great time. It's not one of those AMAs where you're being a kiss ass and you're saying, oh, this is so amazing. What about this? What about that? It really is getting into the nitty and gritty and asking the tough questions. It's asking, okay, how does it exactly work? Why don't you do this? How are you actually going to scale? What was your customer service? What is your plan with this? What is your plan with that? And pretty much nonstop over an hour of constantly asking questions. And it's not like I'm, again, being rude to where I stop him in his presentation. I noticed that he didn't have the pitch deck ready. So it wasn't going to be an organized elevator pitch. It was going to be he introduced a claim, then I had a response. He introduced a claim, I had a response. And that's exactly how the AMA went. He would say a couple things. I would have a couple questions. He would respond to my couple questions, or he would introduce something new. And then all of it was freeballed. None of it was planned out. None of it was structured to make it sound all good and pretty. That's not what it's about. Let's get straight into what the idea is, see how good of an idea it is, and if we can exploit it in any way possible and see if there's any vulnerabilities, we're going to, right? It's all about security over here. It's all about transparency. If I see a weak link, I'm going to call it out. And that's, again, not to have the reputation as that. It's because we kind of need to clean the space up. If there's a project that's not really there or doesn't have a unique system or at least isn't transparent with what they're doing, because there are a lot of ideas out there that might not be the best ideas, but the project owners are still transparent. And that goes a long way because we all know there are straight scum dirtbags, bottom of your shoe licking people in BSC. So even if the idea and the concept isn't the best, something that we always hear or always say here at Zonymous, something kind of Mono actually always says, is invest in teams, not projects. Or not like coins, invest in teams. So that's kind of what we get to. Even though the project can be amazing, who's the person that's actually behind it? And if it is the person behind it, how well do they know their system? If they don't know their system well, or they're not passionate about it, run the hell away. Stay away from that project. If they're not talking to you all how I'm talking to you all, or how Drake was talking about any other AMA we've had, Soul Token, anything. I'm not trying to compare every single person's emphasis and every single person's love for a project the same. But if they don't love the project when you're having an AMA and it seems like something's off, something most likely is off. Go with your intuition. Go with your gut. Always. That's not financial advice. It's just kind of our vetting process here at Zonymous. We had another AMA with FROK token where their token itself has a utility that is already used over and over again. Nothing wrong with it. Kind of what I'm saying about you can have a concept that's constantly used and overused, but if you have people that are actually trying to make something out of it, it might actually work. So we had the AMA with FROK token today where we actually talked about giving the FROK token real spending utility and integrating it into the Zonymous ecosystem, allowing a way for their cryptocurrency to actually be spent. So the holders that use FROK, when the next bull run comes, hopefully some profit comes in, instead of having to sell FROK, move the funds to an exchange and all that, they can straight connect to the website and then pretty much be able to make real-time purchases at an instant access. Whew, that was a mouthful. So now that we've kind of talked about the two AMAs that happened today and why viewing them is actually really great, because you are going to have a lot of time learning about knowledge and learning about other projects and how we as a business and how we as a company actually vet and look at projects and show more of an investor sentiment. I don't get paid to do these AMAs. Right? I'm not here talking for the hour because I'm getting paid and I'm going to make it sound like the project's the best in the world. The AMAs are completely free. We were going to charge it first, but right now they're completely free. I can be as much of a hard ass as I want, and I can ask as many tough questions as I want because they're preparing to pitch in front of my investors. So I'm going to show the platform right now. Right now, it's Q4 2022. You all can see the cross-chain's not on there. Rubik did have some SDK problems. Actually, we had to stop development and take off the cross-chain. So the first integration that is fully finished by Q4 2022 is the mobile top-up. The fiat ramp will be ready by the next week, first week of January, Q1 2023. Same thing as the cross-chain as well. In earlier AMAs, I told you all that the fiat ramp, mobile top-up, and cross-chain, I was trying my hardest and pushing as much as I can to get it finalized and finished by Q4 2022. But we only got one out of the three utilities done and completely finished. Right now, you can go to the Zonymous website. If you have FROK token, if you have MAN token, if you have ZAH, etc., you can click on that mobile top-up button. You implement your phone number. I'm not going to show my phone number for SIM swap reasons. It pops up in your operator. You select a coin, and just like that, you recharge. This utility is specific for people that have prepaid phones. It is not a postpaid service. I will go back to the mobile top-up and show that. At the very bottom, you say prepaid phones only, not postpaid. And the reason that is because we don't want people trying to pay their postpaid bills. They are crypto leaving their wallet and then them being like, what the hell? The transaction just canceled, but the crypto is gone. So that's why we have that there. Is because we specifically want people to know that it's for prepaid. But why prepaid phones? Why is that even a utility? Why is that even significant? Believe it or not, prepaid phones are a huge market in other developing nations outside the US and outside of Europe. I would even go as far as to say the prepaid phone market might be as big or at least relatively big to the gift card market. So the fact that we've added to the platform increases the utility and the exposure for the ZAH project. And I can't wait to add the fiat ramp because I use the fiat ramp religiously. Again, if you all aren't familiar or you haven't watched the previous videos in regards to our concept or in regards to our project, the fiat ramp is going to be powered by Transact, where users can just put in their debit card and buy cryptocurrency in 76 different currencies. And with They can also sell cryptocurrency through the platform and through the widget as well by just pressing the sell button, and they can liquidate to euros and GBP. So no more having to be worried about using a custodial exchange to sell your cryptocurrency. You can honestly liquidate crypto straight to your bank account via euros bank transfer via SEPA or United Kingdom's GBP transfer, which is called faster payments. So not only can you buy cryptocurrency through the platform and liquidate cryptocurrency to your bank account just like you would through an exchange, now you can do mobile top-ups for prepaid phones, and we're going to be adding the cross-chain as well. And that's all the integrations that we finally integrated from the platform. But this AMA is more to kind of wrap up and talk about the very end of the year. The mobile top-up is 100% finished. And the fiat ramp and cross-chain will be integrated Q1 2023. If you heard the earlier internal AMAs, I told you all I'm going to try my absolute best to actually be able to get everything finished by Q4. But, stuff happens in development, stuff pops up. And, even though you can push and push and push, we still got one integration finished. And the next integrations will be done by, I said, very first week of January 2023. Ending the year at least with a bang and starting the year with a bang as well is what we're all about. Whew. If you look at the bottom of the banner, you can see projects going through a list. Some of these projects I have not listed as a partnership as of yet. We're going to actually be doing that when we have our AMAs with them. We talk about the projects, but if you look down at the banner right now, you see very familiar names. You see ZAH, Coin Official, 8-Bit Earn, Yin and Yang was here not too long ago. We haven't done any AMAs for Last Man Standing, but we're also setting that up for next week as well. It's a token about, pretty much what the name is, Last Man Standing. We just did an AMA with FROK where we integrated their crypto as a checkout. And one of the partners that we haven't talked about as of yet is Idle Treasure Party. One of the users, Tyler Mars, great guy, very transparent, actually is really cool individual. We've been in talks with adding Idle Treasure. So it's not like an official partnership. You can call it an unofficial partnership. But we did add their banner to the website so they can kind of get a feel for the project, give them some free promotion, free publicity as we work together and finally integrate and kind of create a way to make BSC stronger. When you find projects with real utility or even a good backing of a team, and you partner together, you find their communities, you bring over their exposure and work one-to-one, it's really powerful. And something I will say, and I've kind of always said, is that the word of mouth in crypto is one of the most powerful tools for marketing. You can buy as many AMAs as you want. You can spend $100,000 on AMAs. But the honest to God truth is that word of mouth, that spreading from one individual to another and then being extremely serious is so much more powerful, not only because it's cost efficient, but because people like to hear from their peers a lot more than projects, because people trust peers a lot more than they do in projects, especially in BSC. Whew. So again, guys, I am a little tired. That's everything that I had to wrap up Q4 2022. You can kind of hear me exhaling, going woo and all that. I am a little tired. I hopped right out of bed, and this is honest truth as well. I woke up at 9:55 this morning, kind of late to be honest, and the Purecoin AMA was at 10 a.m. EST my time. So I rolled up out of bed, brewed up some coffee, and immediately as I was brewing coffee, it was like 9:58, like 10:01. I immediately opened up the laptop, started the AMA right when I woke up. And since I've woken up, we haven't stopped being Zonymous. We haven't stopped going. We haven't stopped powering through. And we haven't stopped showing our utilities to other projects and showing other investors other transparent projects as well. So I'm going to wrap up everything, guys. If you have any questions, don't mind to ask them. I'm always here. I can always answer anything. Tell me what you think of the banner. Tell me at first, we're adding more projects, more partnerships, more exposure. And 2023 is ZAH's year. I promise that, guys. I'm not promising riches, but what I'm promising is me busting my ass, making sure this project gets the light that it needs and that it deserves. This concept this approach, the team, the utility, the security, everything is there for us to be in the top. I have high hopes for this project, and I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. But again, I don't promise riches. I promise work. I promise effort, and I promise integrity. Again, thank you all so much for coming to this AMA. It's a really quick one. It was about 20 minutes exactly. You all can ask any questions you all want. Thank you so much for hopping in, listening to me talk. For everyone that's been here from the very beginning of the AMA, from PureCoin all the way to the internal AMA, they know that we haven't stopped for at least like 5 to 6 hours straight. It's been nonstop busting ass, which you love to see with the project, and you love to see how passionate we can be. Again, guys, I'm going to kind of mute myself. You all have any questions at all, go ahead and ask them, and I will take care of them right now. Wind shave. That is a beautiful question, man. Wind shave, honestly. I mean, my heart is going to break if we hit that 100 million market cap and Mono doesn't pull through, because once that train keeps going and that domino effect happens, we're going to have Wind shave as pretty much the front runner of like the hype. It's going to be like, Wind shave. No, I'm completely joking, Mono. You don't have to shave, but if you do, that would be pretty awesome. Wind shave. That's such an awesome comment. 100 million MC, baby. That's awesome, guys. Again, thank you all so much for joining this internal AMA. It seems like y'all don't have any more questions. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the recording right now. Stay anonymous.